All right, so we're making this video on the topic of how much do video editors make. I know a lot about that. I have a whole team of video editors, but the answer is probably not what you expect, and it's probably not what you want to hear. But stay tuned. It's important. Okay, so the reason that I introduced it that way, proposing that it's not what you're going to want to hear, is because I'm guessing that you're thinking about doing a career in video editing, or maybe you enjoy video editing and you're wanting to get hired for it.
Right.
Okay, so you can make actually some really good money video editing, but there is some maybe bad news to you being a video editor and making a fortune. Okay.
Okay. Well,
So
what is it?
when I have offered my services for video editing, I do a lot of video editing for myself, but when I say, hey, I have a video editing service, I started charging, my starting rate was $50 an hour. And if you start $50 an hour, you can make a pretty good living, 160 hours a week. I calculated.
Maybe if you're a single guy.
Do you remember
with
when
no
I had my
bills.
laptop up, the calculator's there, and I said, hey, remember that number? What was that number?
8,000.
You can make $8,000 a month if you charge $50 an hour and you work 160 hours a month.
That's pretty good for
So that's almost a six-figure income.
Yeah.
All right.
If
so,
you're working every day, day in
Yeah.
and day out. But I mean, if it's just you doing that in your own business, most people don't work 40-hour work weeks. I mean,
if you're talented, you could charge $50 an hour or more.
More.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can make a decent living at it, but I haven't gotten to the bad news yet. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not getting to the bad news yet, but some other challenges are it is really hard to keep a full schedule. I wrote down some challenges that I had
Which is why, by the way, while you're looking, why people would probably charge more than $50 an hour, because they simply don't have as much work to sustain an 8-hour day,
Yeah.
5 days a week.
So I worded that as jobs were sporadic. I wrote down that it was very tough to please clients because each client has a different expectation. They have a different filming style, and they're picky. And so it required different editing skills on each video.
Well, and you're not talking about editing feature-length films here where you're spending 6 months in post-production. You're talking about somebody saying, we've got 5 minutes worth of video, we need to make a 30 to 60 second commercial.
Yeah, whether it's a YouTube episode or a
YouTube
vlog
episode,
or,
right.
or a
Yeah.
commercial like you're talking about. Yeah, that's the realm I
Just
know.
regular people stuff, yeah.
All right, so here's the big problem. So I've got 7 of my 10 team members. They're in the Philippines. Okay, 7 of my 7 employees, full-time work, I pay on average of about $500 per month. And that's each. Each of them make $500
A month.
per month. So we're not. So we said you could potentially charge $50 an hour and make $8,000 a month, but I would never hire you. Why would I hire you for $8,000 a month when I can find somebody who has the same skills as you for $500 a month?
This officially is the bad news.
That's the bad news.
Just in case you weren't paying
but,
attention.
Okay, but before you hang up on this video, do you hang up on videos?
Sure you can. Why
Before
not?
you
Slam
hang
the
up,
phone down.
Before you hang up on me, I have some very good news that's better than the bad news I just gave you.
Oh, okay, good.
It's better. It supersedes it. Okay, should I get to the good news yet?
The good news is that the Army will pay for your college education, and it's not too late to
Okay, I'm just
enlist.
going to get to the good news. I don't
Okay.
remember what I had in my notes because I just didn't want to take the time to read them.
Right.
The good news is how I've applied it. So I no longer offer video editing as a service. What I now offer is video production. I do filming. My team in the Philippines does the editing and whatnot. Let me rephrase the good news. The good news is you can build a company and you can hire people in the Philippines for $500 a month to do editing. You don't have to be paid $50 an hour to make huge amounts of profit. If you were the one spending your time doing the editing, yeah, you've got to charge a good amount of money. You'd have to charge more than that to be able to make a good living. But you can make a great living by you building a team and hiring people in the Philippines, like I do. And I consider that great news. Like, yeah, maybe it would be awesome if I could charge $100 per hour or $200 per hour for video editing. But ultimately, that's not going to help me accomplish what I've been able to accomplish here, where I've got a whole team, and I just reached out to a person this morning wanting to hire one more video editor because we're growing, that's a huge opportunity. You might not see it that way, but the reason that I worded it is it's a bigger advantage than the disadvantage is because it really is. You can make 7 and 8 figures in your business if you really create a business around it and take
now
advantage of.
there may be a few of you out there who are saying, I don't care about all that. I just want to be a video editor myself. So you go back to the $50 an hour model, you go back to the sporadic work, and if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. But you could also have the best of both worlds. You could still be a video editor who charges $50 an hour and still have a team of editors who charge you $400 a month so that you could take on more projects and have your own hands on several of them yourself while you're still overseeing the work that the other people are doing. I mean, in other words, you're right. The business opportunities become bigger and bigger, and you find yourself getting more work. It's like the more work you have, the more work you get, is generally how things work in this weird universe. Because people hear about you, they see what you've done. Work generates work. And to have other people that are doing some of that work for you is the same, it's the same formula.
So the question that you asked, or we're hoping to get answered by watching this video, is how much do video editors make? Like, let's change, like, what's the potential? Okay, the potential for you is maybe you could get a 6-figure income as a video editor, but you've got all those downsides, but you've also got people in the Philippines as competitors because they'll charge, they're only charging $500 a month. That's what they're asking for. And oftentimes
they do a great job.
Less. Yeah, they're really talented. And oftentimes, we were looking at some resumes earlier today, and a lady was asking for $388 a month. That's what she wanted for full-time work. So that's your competition, and they are very talented. So anyway, that's my challenge to you.
Thought.
Consider entrepreneurship. And if you do seriously have a desire to find out how you can hire people in the Philippines, we talked about this in another video, and I demonstrated the tool that I use. It's called virtualassistanttool.com. It's just like a jobs.com. But it's for Filipinos that want to work for American bosses.
And there's a lot of them. We went through the filters. There's 1,000 or more. I mean,
well, we filtered it for people that consider themselves experts at YouTube. We filtered it for like the people that have updated their profile in the last month. We really narrowed it down, and we still had a whole bunch. So virtualassistanttool.com. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I always share my opinion and my bias of things.
You sure do.
But if you agree with it, if you like it, then subscribe. And if you don't, just leave a comment because it'll still help me out, but then you don't have to subscribe and never hear from me again.
Wow. If only it were that easy.